Hello, everyone. Welcome to Alphawisdom. I'm Mystic Cassandria, and this is lesson 118. Today's lesson talks about the headline. And we've seen the headline, but this time we're talking about double headlines. All right? So let's get started with this lesson. Okay. All right. We're looking at two examples here. Okay, I'll get it right. Okay. Now I think it's all clear for you. I didn't label because we only have two examples here. Okay, two lines. This, just for information, this is the lifeline here. Here's our headline. This line is a headline, this short line. All right, now here's another example that you may run into. Here's of course, your lifeline. Here is the headline that you're accustomed to seeing. This is also a headline. Short. It's coming out of or within the thumb ball, within the lifeline. Okay? And it's referred to as double headlines. So now let's learn something about the double headlines. This, first off, is a rare occurrence. You won't see it often, but it's there. And it's found on those of us in command of our personal public persona, okay? With two fully formed and usually separated. Now, it doesn't really apply so much here, but this is fully formed and this is fully formed. This is kind of trying to get there. So we'll see what's going to happen here. This gives the impression of a dual personality. When you see two lines that have the same name, like headlines, as in this case, you're talking about the impression it comes across. The thinking process is duplicated, but it's separate, okay? Now, the upper line is often our creative exhibitionist streak or exhibitionist side. The lower line represents our childish, intensely private, and somewhat insecure side. We can surprise others who think they know us very well if we choose to reveal our two very different, contradictory public and private sides. We are able to tap into extraordinary talents and utilize them to garner attention as well as acclaim. So these can be used interchangeably, and it can be a useful tool as you work with whatever your talents are, okay? So in this case, you have one that runs straight across. That's a practical thinker. This will be totally different. It could be practical, but in a different way. Taking a look at this is curved down. This is more going into the arts, imagination, and intuition. Okay? This one is well defined. Now that's something important. That means it has, even in its length, that kind of strength and power close to this. It's not there, but it takes on an important role. So it should not be taken lightly. And if you consider which one operates on which line, well, the upper line reveals a capable mind and could end with whatever. Sometimes we find a sign at the end here, and sometimes we don't. But that's important. Okay, this one can be whatever you want it to do because it's like it's still developing. Okay? Now, when we look at this one, we can see that this is secure. Imagination, creativity, and intuition. This one could continue with a curve if it grows any more. But generally speaking, that's the length. Well defined. If it's a thin line, well, it doesn't carry that much weight. But it comes out if it comes out toward the headline, then we can classify it as a headline. But the characteristics that we look for would be very much like this. Okay, let's take one more. This one. It could look like this. It may or it may not, but that's a possibility. What's happening here? It comes up from the headline. The one below is a headline that curves. This one comes up and just goes across. And it's well defined just as much as this one is. So again, we have dual personalities. Sometimes they're thought of as being one side being psychological duality and the other one being quite the opposite. The two headlines create someone who has two very different mental frameworks and two different personalities in which to operate. They will think and function differently in the two different contexts. For instance, someone may have different personalities, completely within the realms of business and family. If the two lines are well separated, these aspects of life will be kept well apart in the person's life. It's like talking to two different people. It's, however, quite interesting. So this ends our lesson on the lines, the double lines. If you understood the lesson, please give a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your day. Stay safe and, of course, be happy. Bye.